weren't supposed to be here. We moved from apartment to apartment by ourselves. One of the best memories I had is when we moved into our first apartment. No bed, no furniture, and we just all sat in the living room and just hugged each other. Because that's what we thought we made it.
Might have been the best sports moment of the year.
Gosh.
Kevin Durant's emotional
I still get chills.
MVP acceptance speech last May talking about his mom. Joining us now, executive editor of Sports Illustrated, John Wertheim. He writes the cover story of this week's issue. In part, he writes, most often we hear these wrenching stories after an athlete like Durant has reaped millions as a pro. But what about the current young players who bounce from couch to couch, use the team locker room as a place to bathe, or sleep under the bleachers of the high school football field? What about the ones who had to practice hungry, distracted by the stress of struggling to meet their most basic needs? John, it's good to see you. Tell us how this piece was born. When did you start looking into this?
You know, we didn't rehearse this. That Kevin Durant speech was absolutely the trigger for this story. It was this incredibly poignant speech, and it was a great tale of inspiration. But you sort of said to yourself, great, Kevin Durant has made it. Great for him, but who are the kids now? You always hear this trope in sports about we overcame so much, and some of these stories you hear are really horrifying, devastating, but who are the kids today? And what we found is it's a huge, huge number of kids who are homeless athletes in the present.
How many are we talking about?
We are talking about more than 100,000. I mean, there are more than 1.2 million homeless kids in the U.S., and they don't break this out by sport, but we extrapolated based on various school districts how many of your homeless kids do play sports, and conservatively, over 100,000 kids today play sports.
Do the coaches know it, or are the kids hiding it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think it varies, obviously, but I think in a lot of cases the coach played this absolutely essential role. Some of it is surrogate parents. Some of it is, I'm going to bring an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I think eventually you spend time in this team fabric and you realize, hey, you know, this player may not be concentrating so well today, and it's not because he's a knucklehead, it's because he's hungry or he's thinking about where he's going to sleep tonight.
I would imagine that a separate sidebar to this story would be the role that so many coaches and teachers who are aware of these young people who are homeless, who are performing sometimes ordinary athletic feats, but sometimes extraordinary athletic feats, the role that they play in that young person's life.
Yeah, no question. I mean, a lot of these kids come from single-parent homes, and the coach, I mean, we talked to a player in Oklahoma, and the coach babysits her daughter and takes her to practice. I mean, the coach really, in a lot of these cases, I think, goes beyond the role of a conventional coach. And, you know, again, the situations are different. Homeless, I mean, I knew nothing going into the story. I mean, homelessness is broadly defined as not having a permanent place to sleep at night. So it's not all, you know, park benches and bridges. I mean, a lot of these are shelters. A lot of these kids are going from couch to couch. But I did find that the coaches play this outsized role.